Let's have a conversation, guys. Let me know in the comment section below which one of Cell's forms is your favorite form and why. Is it going to be Larva Cell? Is it Scarab Cell? Is it Imperfect Cell? Is it Semi-Perfect Cell? Is it Perfect Cell? Or is it Super Perfect Cell? Or is it a cell that I did not mention? Let me know in the comment section below, guys.
Prepare yourself, damn Saiyan.
Smash that like button, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you never miss a video.
And as we know, once Cell absorbed Android 18 in the series, Cell lost his goofy appearance of that of second form Cell and became much more handsome, and although it's a bad choice of words here, but pretty.
So I got this video recommended to me by YouTube by World King Kanji, who is another great creator from the Dragon Ball community, and this video got me thinking before I even watched it. And once I clicked on it, I was like, okay, so there is a lot of information to unpack. And even though I had created a video in the past talking about what Cell used to look like, in that video I never dove into the possibility of the direction of Cell's transformation that Akira Toriyama was possibly looking to go. And that is the reason that I'm making this video, because I was inspired by World King Kanji's video, and after reaching out to him, not only did he allow me to use some of that video to showcase some of the argument of the direction of Cell's transformations, but he actually made me a brand new Akira Toriyama previous design Cell for the thumbnail. That's this Cell right here. He made it for me brand new, so I want to give him a huge shout out to his channel and to his Twitter account. Subscribe and follow to both, and he also does a lot of artwork, so if you would like to commission him for some artwork, make sure to follow him on Twitter. So let's jump into a little bit more information behind the scenes as to the development of the Cell arc with Akira Toriyama at the helm.
We know that Toriyama himself was actually very fond of the design of Semi-Perfect Cell and wanted him to play a greater role in the series, but it's worth noting here that Toriyama himself stated in the Shenlong Times #2 excerpt that he actually had no intentions of Cell originally transforming at all when he first designed him, and rather it was his editor Yu Kondo that suggested he change his design in the first place. With that being said, Toriyama eventually decided that Cell would absorb the two androids and achieve his perfect form, which is possibly a joke based on Toriyama's feelings at the time in making Cell perfect so that his editor and former editor Torishima would be happy. Although I actually have no proof of that. It's just something I've thought up because I think it makes sense. So if we look once again at the concept art sheet for Cell, we can see some various attempts at Cell being drawn in a multitude of different appearances. Somewhere around the middle here, you'll be able to see almost exactly how Semi-Perfect Cell looks as if he'd absorbed Android 17.
Now, if you look at the previous designs that Akira Toriyama was making for Cell back in those days, there are a lot of similarities between what we already got and even some things that we may have gotten, but there is one that is so strikingly different, one that really just comes out of the page and comes alive, that your eye is sort of drawn to it when you're looking at this book, and that is this Cell, the same one that I covered in a previous video, the same one that World King Kanji is talking about right now. This seems to be the original design for Imperfect Cell. At least that was the hypothesis. I mean, he looks very much like Imperfect Cell with a tinge of that perfection that we got to see with the third transformation. But as we dive deeper into exactly what these forms and what these what-if arts from Akira Toriyama could possibly be, it becomes more and more clear that what we kind of assumed was going to be Imperfect Cell, this could very well be Semi-Perfect Cell. So how do we get to this conclusion that this is Semi-Perfect Cell, essentially? And that is because Imperfect Cell is already drawn by Akira Toriyama in the book. He has a very, very close rendition of what Imperfect Cell eventually ends up looking like, and so I think that Imperfect Cell was going to always look like this sort of monster beast sort of creation, and this one that looks far more pretty, far more humanistic, is either the semi-perfect or the perfect Cell. Now, we do have a lot of shots of perfect Cell, but very few shots of semi-perfect Cell in this, so I believe that it's highly plausible that this was semi-perfect Cell, the mixture, the middle ground between the imperfect and perfection.
In this design, it features that of a handsome looking face, while still having the Imperfect Cell headpiece, the wings and the slender design, which is of course we all know bears no resemblance to that of Semi-Perfect Cell. Also, as we know, second form Cell of Android 17's absorption actually has none of these features at all. Rather, he has a pointy headpiece that of course Perfect Cell ends up having, and a big goofy face, and bulk for days with no wings. So if you combine both of the Semi-Perfect Cell designs, you actually quite comfortably get Perfect Cell. Now, this is concept art, of course. There is no definitive merit to this theory at all. However, there are a couple of things I actually want to mention that support this theory. Number one is being the fact Toriyama liked the design so much, he actually finished drawing the full body of it. It's basically the only design on this sheet that actually has the full body drawn, which really gives off the impression that he didn't dislike the design at all, and rather in the end he just actually preferred the Semi-Perfect Cell we saw in the manga and anime. And of course, logically, we could only see one of the two, unless Cell had randomly regurgitated Android 17 in the final fight and reverted back to this form.
So ultimately, after drawing Semi-Perfect Cell's design and agreeing to this design, Akira Toriyama seemingly really liked this design so much that he did bring it back again. So it does seem like this what if design is completely and forever scrapped from Akira Toriyama's mind, and it looks like this was probably an amalgamation of what he thought absorbing good-looking androids would transform a creature into being. But as Squirrel King Kanji put it, if Cell absorbs 17, and since 17 is stronger, he becomes this sort of bulky, much more powerful creature, it does sort of make sense that after absorbing 18, he does become this sort of more handsome, pretty version, because that is 18's standout feature. That is the path of transformation. So if Cell absorbed 18 first, then it is possible that we do get this more handsome, smaller, almost perfect version of Cell. Which to me makes me wonder if the order of absorption was reversed. Does that mean if we get this version that looks almost like a more handsome version of Semi-Perfect Cell in the middle, if he does absorb Android 17 afterward, do we get like this guy right here? Do we get this as Perfect Cell, the more bulky and monstrous, powerful looking creature? It is a huge possibility, but I don't think that it would ever get that far, and that's mainly due to the fact that the story would not allow it. So if, guys, we're gonna go into what if territory here, if this was reversed and 18 was absorbed first after the fight between what I would assume would be 17 and Piccolo still, then that would only leave 17 to hide along with Android 16. And Krillin with the remote will be going there to blow up 17. And when he gets there, without Android 18 being there to, you know, stop him from blowing her up, and only it being 17, I feel confident that he definitely would blow up 17 right there and then, unless, you know, he looks at 17 and sees this, and Krillin has a lot of questions to ask himself afterward, and then he breaks the remote. But I don't think that's the tango that Krillin wants to dance to. So yeah, he would blow up 17, and then Cell would be stuck in this form forever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for your support and watching the video all the way up to this point, and a huge thanks to World King Kanji. Again, subscribe to his channel and follow him on Twitter, and if you made it to this point in the video, you guys drop a hashtag early video squad for a chance to be given a shout out in my next video. Today, I'm going to be responding to Juketsu Uzumaki. I have all kinds of mixed feelings about this, mostly hoping that Gine don't cheat on Bardock. That was my main feeling, I think. I don't mind girl on girl, honestly, at all, and I don't have any prejudice to that at all. But at the same time, she is with Bardock, so I wouldn't want her to cheat on Bardock, unless Bardock was okay with it. Anyway, thank you so much for your comment. This is going to be Blackscape, signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.